For more, let's go to Groningen in the Netherlands. Mohamedou Ould Salahi, your tale of nearly 14 years in captivity at Gitmo, called Guantanamo Diary. It was adapted into the feature film The Mauritanian. Thank you for speaking with us here on France 24.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for having me again.
What does this anniversary mean to you? What do you think of when you think that it's been 20 years?
Yeah, 20 years is way too long. After the tragic events of 9/11 that killed Muslims, Christians, Jews, Buddhists, and people with no particular religious affiliation, the United States of America, instead of showing leadership as the leader of the free world, decided that there are two kinds of people: those deserving of human rights, of due process, and those who are not deserving of human rights, i.e. young Muslim. This is fascism. This is not worthy of the people of the United States, whom I got to know and whom I greatly respect. I consider them by and large very good people. They don't deserve Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay belongs to a military dictatorship and does not belong into a democracy, much less the leader of the free world.
We don't have time to go over your incredible story, partly because you had been once previously to Afghanistan in the 90s, partly because of association with the wrong people that made you a target for U.S. intelligence. But it was a long process for you, and you are cleared, and then what? Another 7 years goes by before you're finally released in October of 2016.
Absolutely. That shows complete contempt to the rule of law when I finally, after so many years, 9 years to be precise, had the right to sit in front of a judge. And the judge was very upset. I mean, he was conservative, the late Judge Robertson. And one of the questions that were posed: did you watch jihadi movies? Did you read jihadi magazine? And the judge was very upset. He said, why are you asking this question? Is that against the law? And I wanted to cry, because this is the first time that someone is talking like something that made sense to me. Because when I was young, I didn't know that going to Afghanistan was, after all, the United States supported us back then. And I got my visa in Bonn from the Mujahideen embassy that was officially recognized by Germany. I did not know that many years later on, the United States would be the enemy of the same Mujahideen, i.e. Al-Qaeda and the Taliban.
Barack Obama's first day in office, January of 2009. We all remember well. He signs an executive order that to close Guantanamo Bay Detention Center within 1 year. It's 2022 and it's still open. That's incredible. But what's also incredible is that the Obama administration pushed back against your release even after it was obvious you were innocent, and even if after all the torture that you endured. Why is that? Why did the Obama administration not want to make a casus belli of you, to showcase the fact that they were releasing you?
Maybe because of what you just said, because of torture. They don't want me to talk anymore. And even after my release, I was forbidden from having any papers, and they disseminated emails to major European countries not to allow me in. And I'm here now in Holland, and I'm so grateful for the Dutch government to be so clear and to tell the United States of America there is no reason we prevent Mohamedou from coming. Mohamedou had not committed any crimes. And this is really beautiful. And this is like a pro-American action that happens here in Holland when they allow me to come here and work in this beautiful country. Because I would say that you help America when you tell them you are doing something wrong. Violating human rights is against the European values, against the human rights values, and we should not support America in doing that. Unfortunately, to this moment, Europe has no independent foreign policy. They only look at America when they tell them jump, they would say, how high?
And the fact that is the Biden administration exactly the same as the Obama administration on this?
I live on hope. Hope is my fuel. I wrote him a letter. I believe that he's a good guy, by and large. And I hope that he has the courage, he has the courage to close this Guantanamo Bay prison and, let people go home. And those who they think committed crime, they just send them to the court that has been functioning for about 250 years.
Mohamedou Ould Salahi, preparing for this interview, it's incredible to read some of the statements you've made. Statements of clemency and understanding, reaching out to those who tortured you. What gives you that force of character to forgive?
I need forgiveness. And this whole, the attack against America was an act of hatred. And the retaliation, the illegal retaliation of America was an act of hatred. And I said, I'm not going to carry that baton of hatred any further. I'm going to stop here and be friends to American people and forgive those who meant to harm me, those who harmed me, those who put me in prison until my mother died, until my brother passed away. And I'm friends with those who came back to me. Steve Wood, the sergeant of the guards, came to me 3 times in Mauritania, and he's the godfather of my son. I'm the godfather of his daughter. We want to show the world there is no need for war. We don't need war. What your family wants in America is what my family wants in Mauritania. And we don't need anyone to tell us what we want. We don't hate each other.
And your message has resonated around the world. You start writing Guantanamo Diary when you're in detention at Gitmo. Last year, that feature film, The Mauritanian, wins plaudits the world over. Your message has gotten out. What does 2022 look like for you? What are you doing now?
I'm so happy. I'm a writer in residence in the Netherlands. I wrote a piece called Freedom. Please go and watch it. We're coming to Paris to show it. And I'm working on 2 projects, Fortune, the meaning of fortune in different cultures. And we write Orientalism that will premiere in 2023. And the future is bright, and the world will be brighter with culture, with forgiveness, and with spreading the message of peace.
Mohamedou Ould Salahi, many thanks for speaking with us here on France 24. We wish you a happy New Year.
Thank you for having me.